the meeting going for the Wetland Stormwater Management Board for July 8th, 2026. Roll call.
Brittany Collins,
Here.
Jamie Dine,
Here.
Michael Hendrickson.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Approval of minutes.
July 8th.
July 8th, sorry. So I guess we'll just get a motion to make approval of minutes. Are there any questions or?
I'll make a motion to approve minutes from July 8th. I'll second the motion.
Ready?
Okay. Brittany Collins,
Yes.
Jamie Dine,
Yes.
Michael Hendrickson.
Yes.
Pass 3-0.
Document packet? Any questions, concerns?
No.
There's a motion for acceptance on the document packet.
I'll make a motion to accept the voucher packet. I'll second the motion.
Written and
Okay. Brittany Collins,
Yes.
Jamie Dine,
Yes.
Michael Hendrickson.
Yes.
Pass 3-0.
financial report.
Yes. The current fund balance is $992,312.37. Our month-to-date revenue report is $84,302.64. We dispersed $20,999.85. And the Stormwater Bank earned interest of $3,397.67.
Nothing to do. New business? That'd be, planning or, that's right.
So last month, we briefly discussed the consideration of GIS mapping and an asset management plan for the stormwater infrastructure. And we had received one quote initially and wanted to get a second quote just so we could compare an apples to apples. So we took the scope of work that we received in the first quote from the first engineering firm and provided that to the second engineering firm, and both of those proposals are in your packet tonight. It is a large number for both of them, but you can see there is a significant difference between the two engineering firms when it comes to the GIS mapping. The request tonight, even though both of them do have an asset management, I have a couple of options that I'd like for you all to consider. One, we either move forward this year with the GIS mapping request, and then maybe come back next year to discuss the asset management plan. Our fund balance in the stormwater depreciation improvement account would fund both of those projects. But if we want to just get started with the GIS mapping, get our infrastructure loaded into our IMGIS system, then come back with an asset management plan, but we may run the risk of the price going up. So the first proposal that we did receive was from United Consulting. And for their GIS mapping, and we would be looking at public structures only. Their price range was $175,000 to $225,000. When you look at the second proposal that was submitted by Crossroad, and we have a representative here tonight from Crossroad, their storm sewer survey and GIS database was a lump sum fee of $136,500. When we look at the asset management plan, again, United provided a range of $75,000 to $125,000. And Crossroad provided a flat fee of $83,500 to assist us with an asset management plan. We didn't clarify back with United on the range, but looking at just their GIS system and the range being well exceeding what the lump sum was from Crossroad, It was our intent to kind of make the request to move forward with Crossroad Engineers to assist us with the sewer survey and GIS database. And if we want to consider both, because it would lock us into that price of the $83,500 to go ahead and move forward. Doesn't mean that that's all gonna get paid at one time. It's as the project is kind of completed. We would be looking to maybe do this in the winter time or when it's not hot, hot and heavy with construction. It helps the engineer with giving their folks projects to do in the winter time or when it's, again, they're not out doing inspections and such. So it is something that, again, Crossroad, obviously their pricing was way less than United. We didn't go get a third. Kind of our desire to move forward with Crossroad is twofold. Obviously, the price was one of those items, but they have been assisting us on our street projects. All of our streets either have some sort of stormwater conveyance, whether it be curb and gutter, whether that be actual infrastructure in the ground, or whether it be swales on the sides of the road that it's not truly infrastructure. But anytime we're going and doing a road project, we're also looking at ways to improve that stormwater flow. And is it an infrastructure issue or do we need to add infrastructure? These kind of go hand in hand. If we say have a massive stormwater project, i.e. maybe along Whiteland Road in the future, we're going to have to tear up the road. So it kind of makes sense to have it be the same engineer for storm and street. So I'll take any questions that you all may have, and if you so desire, we'd like to make a request to move forward with Crossroads.
So again, I guess, maybe I missed, I was looking for the numbers on the.
It was all the way at the end.
Yeah, so I now see the numbers, so the database thing from Crossroads 136.5, the other one from United was what?
To 175,000
Okay,
for the public structures, 175, it was a range, 175,000 to 225. We took United's scope of work, took out, we didn't tell Crossroads who it was.
Yeah.
Just took the nuts and the bolts of what they said this is gonna cost them. And gave that information to Crossroads to say, give us what it will cost you all.
good. Yeah, no, does he wanna talk?
Answer any questions that you have.
Brad Staley from Crossroads Engineers, he knows all the engineering.
Yeah, so I'm happy to answer any questions that you have. We're excited to have the opportunity to get you a proposal for the work and potentially do the work. Carmen mentioned that signing the contract now locks in the cost. So, if we move forward with the GIS this year, we move forward with the master plan, within a couple of years, we would certainly have no issues with that cost we provided you. We've got a lot of qualified staff to do it. We do this type of work, we've done this type of work in several years. So,
Okay.
But what's the timeline on something like this?
So we would be able to survey the 2,500 monuments over our late fall and early winter months. Turn around the GIS stuff with a couple meetings with them to make sure we get all the information correct if you guys want. Hope to have all that provided before the end of the year.
We say by the end of the year.
By the end of 27.
Yeah.
Yeah, there'll be some time to collect the field data. Will take some time, but then consolidating all that information into the GIS system will take a little bit of time. So I don't want to overcrowd.
Sure. Okay. Any questions?
Like Carmen said, you don't have to do it all at once, right? And it would just be paid out as the project completed, not once done.
Yeah, so we could fill you as we move forward. If you wouldn't have to pay that full lump sum at once. We'd pay you as you go. If you sign the contract for both phases now, like I said, and we do the master plan within a couple of years, then no issues with that price. If you choose us to move forward with the GIS piece now, sign a contract for that. If we push the master plan off a few years, we'd appreciate the opportunity to look at rates again, but.
That makes more sense, right, doing the
Yeah.
GIS first.
Well, to be honest with you, I think it'd be better to do both, because you lock in master plan instead of just doing the GIS. That makes sense.
It does, but I thought you just said.
If we sign the contract now, we would, yeah, the 83 we would honor,
Right.
probably through 29.
Yeah.
But if we pushed that out, if you chose to just do the GIS now and then came back to us in 29 or 30 and said you want to do the master plan now, we would appreciate the opportunity to look at that cost again and make sure
That'd be
nothing.
better for us on the contract. Yeah, okay. Well, I would, if they can make motion to make a set. GIS database and master plan, or that, would word that, or?
Probably authorize entering into a contract for on the road, with like Crossroads.
Mhm. Would like somebody make a motion on,
I'd make a motion to authorize,
for one or both?
I'd do both.
Okay.
Just to get that rate locked in.
No,
I'm gonna say delegate authority to the town manager to basically work out the details until the plan deadline, that sort of thing.
Any legal review.
And legal review.
And legal review.
of the contract.
okay. Second,
Okay, yeah, absolutely, I'll second that.
Okay. Brittany Collins,
Yes,
Jamie Dine.
Yes.
Michael Hendrickson.
Yes.
Pass 3-0.
Thank you very much.
Just since we've got some folks in the audience, this is to help provide us the framework for our stormwater. Instead of piecemealing or just running out, I mean, obviously, if we have an emergency situation, we're gonna go fix it. But the calls we get from residents saying, this doesn't flow right, this is backing up in my yard, this will give us that framework to help with project planning in the future, with getting it mapped. And then just like some conversations that happened last night about what's in the backyard, how deep is it? We have no idea. And so to give us that preparation for that, but then as well, coming up with projects for the future. So, thank you.
Mhm.
Did you had a lot of that lately? I think we've talked about that.
that would be, payment coordinator, Brian?
So really, I just got two updates. Just first, I'll start off with my construction updates. I had 3 rainfall events over 0.5 the last month, 0.5 inches. So I've been doing those, and also on top of the monthly inspections. There's one thing going on, I'll touch on real quick at the Lowe's gas station. I'm coordinating with the IDEM because they have some leaking diesel pumps back there. So it's actually kind of leaching into the soil. So IDEM's helping me kind of walk me through like how they had the Lowe's contractor. They gotta excavate the areas to find where it could be leaking. So right now they're in the excavating stage right now. Because they can't find like within like 1,000 gallons of diesel fuel. So they're trying to find it. And tomorrow they'll be back out there. I'm gonna go out there too. It's a daily thing. I'm out there with the guy named David Cage with IDEM. Me and him been going daily just to see what kind of progress they're doing at the Lowe's gas station. The diesel pumps are on the back side, so you don't see them on the front side. So that's the other thing I've been doing, because what happened is the reason why I gotta inspect it is because it's leached out into the pond, and then once the pond gets to a certain level, it can get out into the NDOT ditch, so that's why we're monitoring it.
Okay.
The third thing is, you should have in your packet like a street sweeping proposal.
Yeah.
We are supposed to, as far as the MS4 side of things, we have to street sweep our roads to help maintain our inlets as well in the curb. That's one of the things, items recommend, is required for us to do. I've talked to like Chris Jones from Greenwood. I also talked to Tyler and Franklin, and they both do theirs like quarterly, all their roads. Now, they also do them as needed, like if a road gets messy or something, they might go back and clean it or whatever. But they at least do theirs quarterly. This price right here, we'll say $13,200, we'll round it up. That's just for one trip around the whole town for the contractor to go out and street sweep. They also have an option, which is not in there, but is more expensive than the other option, is to actually have our guys rent the machine. That's more expensive to do it that way, so I put the 13,200 in there for the contractor to do the work. And so we don't have to worry about using our own people to be on this machine, because it would actually probably take us like weeks, like probably a week and a half to 2 weeks to do all the roads. And we don't wanna use up our personnel for that, cause they would have to be on the machine. The machine only goes like 10 miles an hour or less or whatever. So this option right here of 13,200, is this for one sweep. This probably a good start for this fall, like the fall time. And then we can always see how it goes the following years. But it might be a case where we'll start out with just one sweep per year, as long as we get all of them. But it could be a case where if the roads get bad again in the fall, we might want to do a second sweep. So each time is 13,200. I think I talked to Armando and Carmen. Tell me if I'm wrong here. Eventually, maybe down the road, we can possibly have our own street sweeper.
We had a street sweeper, but it was damaged in the tornado.
Yeah.
Okay, and even before that, we don't even know when the last time the streets.
It was never swept before.
So there wasn't like a regular basis because it was either broken or, well, I'll just say it was most likely broken. And so the cost to replace a piece of equipment right now is not necessarily in the budget. So this is a way, I'll just say it drives me nuts just coming down Lightland Road and seeing debris and,
Right.
you know, grass and limbs, or not limbs, but grass and little weeds growing up in the cracks and such, and just seeing all the debris that is eventually going down into our stormwater system. And so I think this would be just to get us back onto a practice of getting the roads swept that haven't been swept in a few years. We did demo a street sweeper. When we were looking at the Vector truck, we did demo it and had them go out to the Graham Road roundabout and clean that for us. That was kind of like, hey, could you just go ahead and sweep on your way out there? But it is something that I had asked Brian to come to you all for consideration, because we collect that information and then that gets put into his report that goes to IDEM too, of how much we collect.
Yeah,
So
so
the item requires.
item requires us to sweep the roads, and we also have to maintain the inlets as well. Like we have to actually vacuum them out, which we now have a vacuum truck.
They don't tell you how many you have to do per year. They just.
Well, so you have to do the whole system, like all the inlets. You have to make sure they're all cleaned out by like every 5 years.
Okay.
But a street sweep has to be done on a routine basis. I would say like at least once, 2 times a year.
Okay.
Like I said, Greenwood and Franklin does it quarterly. So, and then like I said, as needed, if a road gets messy, they'll go out there and take their street sweeper out there. But they have their own street sweepers.
Yeah.
And it, like she said, ours is broken, so we have to use a contractor. So, and this guy, I've talked to this guy on the phone. He's a nice guy, and he knows, he's been doing this for a while. So, and like I said, it's required for IDEM to make sure your roads are clean, because in theory, if your roads are clean, it's not gonna be getting down in the storm inlets. So.
Okay. Do we want to make a motion on to accept this? Because I think it's a better deal than not doing it at all. And so we could, Carmen, the authority to enter an agreement with this.
right? What you might consider is how often want to have it done. Or how much budget money you want to allocate.
Well, I think to start off, we could just do this one time and then reassess the next year based on how many sweeps we want to do.
Oh, yeah, okay. So there is, sorry about that, there is a dumping cost for this. And it's, $58 a ton. So what he does, is he
How
actually,
much?
$58 a ton,
It's the second line item.
yeah,
but it's
I'm just kind of rounding up. It's
Oh,
like,
okay. I
give or
see
take
that.
$58. So,
That says to be determined.
that's our thing, so if we did this, let's say we did it. Our guys would have to take it and dump it somewhere, this guy takes this stuff and takes it to the proper location and dump it. And that's why he's got the fee on there. Instead,
I mean,
But it's unknown how much.
it's unknown,
Will-
yeah.
it's unknown how much tonnage we're gonna have.
Yeah. I think that's right.
I couldn't even ballpark,
Yeah, now that's, I can look into that, like I can see like what the average tonnage would be, but it's hard to tell them, like,
Well, I still think it might be a good idea just to do it the one time,
yeah.
approve for it the one time.
And maybe that'll give us a
And
gauge
then,
on what
we'll
tonnage
see
is.
how much tonnage comes out of that.
Yeah.
And,
And so what I'm thinking is, here's my thought process on this. It's probably be more than, there'll be more tons this time,
yeah,
and next time won't be that much.
Yeah.
That's my thinking.
Yeah.
It won't be as much.
that can give us a guide.
We budgeted like for twice a year, but then if we didn't use it, obviously,
Yeah,
you know, but going forward.
yeah, we can always
Yeah.
gauge like how much,
Yeah.
roughly how much tonnage will be.
So are we okay, or do I need to make something else? Because given Carmen authority to act on the contract and stuff to do it, or no?
Yeah, just a one-time
Yeah,
Contract.
one-time contract. Or,
Yeah, that works, yeah.
we don't want to make a motion.
Proposal for the one-time street sweeping.
second,
Brittany Collins,
yes.
Jamie Dine,
Yes.
Michael Hendrickson.
Yes.
Passed 3-0.
That's all I have. Do you have any questions? Okay.
Do you have any questions, Stephen? Nope. Well, I guess we'll go ahead and adjourn the meeting at 6:20. Oh, is there any public, sorry, a public comments out there?
I just have a question. As far as the street sweeping.
Yeah.
There used to be logs that tells how much there were. Where those logs are, obviously, maybe a tornado got them, but, there were logs, that had that.
We can look, I know that we still have some of the file cabinets, that are with the street guards. I believe we brought all the stormwater
Okay.
stuff over, but it may be with the street stuff. So we will try to look for those and see if they're salvageable.
So does that tell how many times you did it and what tonnage you got? Is that what that log would be for?
Or we can look back at like the item reports
Oh, yeah.
to see when the last
Yeah.
time, we did record it, cause I remember doing one of the item
Yeah,
reports.
they've priced on those things,
Yeah.
yeah. I can look and see what I find, so.
Nobody online?
No one's online? No.
That's 6:24.
We'll go ahead and adjourn the meeting. Now 6:27.